first thing in the morning again. It's a little chilly out, but I'm getting ready to start sweating, so I got short sleeves on. I went ahead and brought in a lot more manure on these end beds because I had to bring up the ground level even with the surrounding beds, so you can see how much manure I had to bring in. So this morning I got to go ahead and shovel that all the way down, square it off, same thing over there, and level it all up and get ready where I can make everything match all the beds that you see. And once I got all the beds all leveled, then it will be time for me to go ahead and put down the ground cover. And then I'll have to start working on my irrigation. And then I got to start working on my watermelon area, because I have to start planting here pretty soon. I got to go around the whole property, and all my muscadine vines that I got growing, I got to go ahead and trim all those up. They're supposed to be trimmed up February or March, and I'm right in that window right now. So what's more important to me is getting the garden prepped and ready to plant, because I have all the plants inside on my growing station ready to plant, and then the watermelon area. And then I'll tackle the grapevines, because that's going to take another day. So with that said, let me go ahead and start on these beds, and I'll be back with you. Okay, on this one here, I squared it off. This one I have not done yet. And once you level it off, you kind of think you're done, but you're not. Watch. When you walk on it, it packs down. So what you got to do is you got to walk on it, pack it down, and then re-level it. Otherwise, when you think it's level, you put the shade cloth on, it's going to sag on you. So let me get back to it. Okay, so that's a slow process. You got to rake, got to compact the edges, got to rake, compact it, and then go ahead and make sure it's level. Maybe a little slight contour to it so the water drains off. But in my case, the water's going to go through the ground cover. So let me get back at it. Okay, so basically I'm getting to where it's level, but how do you know if it's really level? Are your eyes playing a trick, or are you going to get it perfect? Well, even though it doesn't need to be perfect, I place a pipe on the ground, and I place my level, and then I can see where I'm at. This is level. And that is level. And that's all it takes. Put a level on the ground. I like using either 2x4 or a piece of pipe. Keeps you level clean, and you could screed it without going ahead and ruining your nice level. So it's level both ways. Now all I gotta do is rake it up to my liking and make sure all the edges are compacted. Okay, so these markers I got are squared off, and I sloped the edge down. That's where I'm going to tuck the ground cover and put mulch on it, chips. So I just didn't want to drop off because it will collapse. So now that I pulled more manure this way, I'm going to drag it that way and get it spread out. Okay, it's getting there. Did the edges all the way over. I can see I got a little bit more to go, so let me rake it. We'll give it one more level and see if we're good enough. Okay, let's see if it's level. Okay, so basically I leveled it, I compacted it, I contoured it, I squared it off. This bed is ready for ground cover. Now I got to tackle this side. Okay, so this side here is going to require a lot of shoveling and raking, but I'm going to start with the rake and see how things go. Okay, so each time I pull from the middle out, I form the edge and I compact it. Of course, you can see how much it sinks. If you put that ground cover on, it'll sink on you. So you got to try to compact it as much as you can with your body weight. Even though I like to leave the garden fluffy, it still will be, but I'm trying to get those ends permanent. Okay, I know it's not level, but I want to see which way I got to drag. Okay, I made my level X in the middle. Everything looks good. All I gotta do is form it up. Okay, so basically there you have it. I really didn't need to shovel anymore. I kind of manipulated it with the rake. The bed looks good defined. I got the edges packed down really good, contoured the center. Maybe a little tweaking to go, but relatively that's the bed. So this is how my bed looks. So over here I have it straight with the aisleway, and then right here with the marker, this marker and that marker is the bed, and that's the contoured part. You can see how much higher the beds are than the ground, and there was already 2 feet of manure, so that's definitely like 3 feet plus. So then I come over to this corner, squared it up and contoured it. I'm going to kind of slope it a little bit more. And right over here on this trellis is where the tomato plants are going to go. And I left about 1 foot out, a rake side out. And you can see it's contoured and shaped all the way around. Same thing with this one, it's contoured. Right over here, contoured all the way down and contoured down, but the bed itself is nice and level. Now, the difference between last year and this year is that last year I had a 5-foot bed, and this year I have a 10-foot bed by 16 foot. So now I got double the space to grow, and I'm going to do row crop. And once again, I'm going to have all shade cloth on the top. Right over here, I have to put my end post. I got my end post over here waiting to go in. I already got the other side done. So the garden this year is going to be 100% shade cloth, except for the trellises. Anyway, now you know, it doesn't get done by itself. I get out here over a month ahead of time. I start planting in the house 2 months ahead of time, and eventually I'll have it all done. I wish we had more of a cold spell this winter. It's been hot. I'm sweating. The sun just came up, and it's like somebody just turned on the heat right now. So I still got some more raking. I still got some more squaring up and contouring. So let me get at it. Okay, so I finished squaring off and leveling all the beds. I moved the mulch out of the way so I could go ahead and tuck under. And when I put the mulch back on, I'm going to put new mulch as well. So let me show you what all the beds look like. Okay, this is a view going all the way on up this side. This is a view going all the way up this side. So let's take a walk down. And you can see right over here is where my walkways are. I piled the mulch up both ways. So when I put down the ground cover, I could tuck it under, put some chips back, ground cover, tuck, chips back, and then I'll put some new chips over the side. And as you can see, the bed's level. I got this all prepared. Bed's level. Got this all prepared. Bed's level. Got all this prepared. Bed's level. Got all this prepared. And this is what it's going to look like. The ends are going to be tucked under, and there's going to be new chips all the way around. So each bed is basically going to look like this. And over here on the ends where I can't tuck, I got these guys right here, which is probably about the best you could use. They're real thick. They're not like staples that bend. They don't rust, and when you push them down, they got more holding power. So now on this side, you can see he's prepared to tuck, squared off, prepared to tuck, squared off, prepared to tuck, squared off, prepared to tuck, squared off and level, prepared to tuck, squared off and level, prepared to tuck. So anyway, this is Florida. As you can see, the sun is real bright. That's why I like wearing a hat. I could tuck it down. There's shade on my eyes. So this is my garden. I'm preparing it. I'm prepping it, getting ready to plant. It's a lot of work. Pretty soon it will be all over. And then when the summer months get real hot, I'm going to go ahead and put the shade cloth 30% up on top. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Back at you.